This project has to do with 3D printing. When I first started 3D printing several years ago, I was looking for some open source software to keep the price down, and I wanted something that was scripted. And OpenSCAD meets both those criteria and works really well. It's based on the programming language C, and so it transferred really well to what I already knew about Arduinos, and so I'm really excited about OpenSCAD, and we're going to use that for this project. So the project that we're doing is a box that will hold face cards so they don't fall over the table when you're playing a game. It's tall enough to hold 2 decks of cards. It's one module, and that module is made up of a couple pieces. First is the union, the pieces that we're adding together. In this case, there's just one piece, the original cube that we're going to take parts away from. Then there's the difference that we're going to subtract the rest of this from. So we're going to start with a cube, and then we're going to subtract 2 cubes and 2 cylinders to make that box. So first, let's remark out the 2 cubes and the 2 cylinders. And then we'll re-render. If we re-render that, we have just the box that we're starting with. Now we're going to take pieces out of that to make our card holder. So we start with a cube that is 98 by 78 by 38, and we want to take a block out of that that leaves edges that are 4 millimeters thick. So we'll unremark that cube, which is 90 by 70 by 40. It's translated over 4 by 4 by 4 in the X, Y, and Z directions, and since it's 8 units smaller than the original cube, that'll make the 4 millimeter wall that we want. Then we'll take out another block that will open up the ends of the box. It'll be a cube that is longer and narrower. When we take that out, the ends open up. We translated that -1 in the X direction, so it would cut through the whole box. Next, we'll want to take a cylinder out to make a finger hole. If we take out the cylinder and then re-render, you can see there's a finger hole, so the bottom cards are more accessible when you try to lift up the bottom cards out of the box. Take a second cylinder out, and you'll have the second cylinder hole when you render that. Then we can save our model, re-render before we want to export, and now we want to export the model as an STL file, stereolithography, so that the 3D printer will know what to do with it. And we'll take a look at loading that STL file. The software I like to use to slice the STL so the 3D printer knows what to do with it, it's called Simplify 3D. It allows you to import an STL. We're going to center and arrange that. We've already set our printer up so that it knows what temperatures to use, and we're preparing that to print. So in the preparing to print, it slices it so the printer knows exactly how much filament to use and XY positions to be using to draw that box. And then we save that code. It's called G-code. We'll save that to the desktop, and that's what we'll load into our 3D printer to actually print our project.